He says, Dever bolo olam al mitot ha-amurot b'torah shelo nimsru l'beit din. If there are death penalties or crimes, whatever, they can't be carried out by a Beis Din. There's no way for them to be enforced, right? Or for Shemitah. For basically saying, I don't care about poor people, I don't care about Shemitah, I'm going to go take this stuff and use it myself. It says capital transgressions that can't be satisfied through punishment, right? And refusing to accept Hashem's rules for how you use the land both express contempt for Hashem and a mutiny against Him. Because you're saying, listen, boss, there's no way for you to punish me. I can do what I want, right? You can't touch me because I'm not afraid of you. It's a contempt for God's power. It says, if you express contempt for God's power, then God will show contempt for your power. And He will send things that you can't stop, right? I was working with a person who very, had a client who was a multi-billionaire. Everything in the world. And I don't remember exactly the disease, but you watched him just over the course of a year get eaten alive. No matter how much money he spent on it, how much money he threw at it, he just deteriorated week by week by week by week. And, at a certain point they took him home, didn't come back to the office anymore, his brain was, and he's done. And it's like, I got all the power in the world, but I got no power. Nothing. Right? That's pestilence. Pestilence is a mockery of your claim to power, because it comes and eats you alive no matter who you are and what you do against it. So if you do things that express contempt for Hashem's power, Hashem will come back and express contempt for your power. The sword of war comes to the world for delay of justice, the perversion of justice, and for interpreting Torah in conflict to halacha. What did they say in the riots? No justice, no peace. Right? There's a truth to it. That if you destroy the confidence that people have in justice, if people don't feel they can go to a court, right? If they don't feel they go to the government and get satisfaction, if they have no out to get justice, then you foster social and civil turmoil. If you deny people their right to honesty and justice, then you abrogate your right to a peaceful existence. The people have, it's one of the 7 laws of B'nai Noach, one of the fundamental laws of all human beings, right? Is it has to be that people have confidence in the impartiality, the wisdom, and the immediacy of judgment. That you have to know that if you've got a problem, if you and I have a problem, we can go to a court and lay it out, and they'll decide. I don't have to shoot you, right? If I don't have a court, then I got no choice other than to shoot you, or to beat you up, or I got to do something, But if people feel they have no access to justice, they will eventually rise up. And you'll have civil war, you'll have anarchy. The sword through the land. Beasts. Beasts come upon the world for vain oaths and desecration of God's name. If we don't recognize our sacred nature, if we don't recognize Kedusha, if we think that we are merely random popped out hunks of meat and we're just animals that walk on 2 feet, if we have no awe of Hashem, right, no ema, then the animals have no awe of us. Right? That's one of the gifts you see at the age of Cain, right? You have the awe of Hashem, so the world has awe of you. Then you're safe from it. And the last is exile. Exile comes to the world for idolatry, immorality, bloodshed, and for working during Shemitah. It says, to the extent that we deny the special sanctity of the land of Eretz Yisrael, we deny that it's anything different, and we say we just want to live like the nations. We just want to be folks. I don't want to do all this work. I just want to be people. I want to choose their gods and their laws and their TV and their morality and their approach to life. It says, then we deserve to be sent to go live amongst them. If we refuse to recognize that the land is a holy place and that we're a holy people, then we don't have a right to live there. You want to be one of the nations, go live with the nations. Right? You want to be a Westerner, go live in the West. If you want to live in Torah land, then act like a Torah person. So it shows all these things that you think are these physical, these most physical aspects of how the world works, is you have to understand that the physical world has spiritual roots. That all these things that happen out there in culture and civilization arise from the moral and ethical, spiritual and religious choices of the Jewish people. To the extent that we choose to serve God and make God's presence in the world real, is the extent to which God's presence in the world will be real. And to the extent that we choose to push God out of the world, is the extent to which God will in fact be pushed out of the world. And the world will break down into these patterns. So that's our mission.